Hello, good afternoon. We now pass on to quantum mechanics number 5. Today's topic is Compton effect. As I said yesterday, Compton effect is a very important topic. As you know, there are three interactions between matter and radiation. The first interaction is the photoelectric effect that you have seen. The second interaction is the Compton effect that we now see. And the third interaction is pair production, pair formation that we see later in another paper. So today's topic is Compton scattering or Compton effect. Let us see the what is the effect. Compton discovered that when X-rays or gamma rays, photons of sharply defined frequency, when incident on material like carbon, they suffered a change of frequency on scattering. The scattered beam contained two wavelengths in addition to the expected wavelength. There existed a line of higher wavelength. Compton discovered that when X-rays or gamma rays radiations of sharply defined frequencies are incident on a material like a carbon, they suffered a change of frequency on scattering. The scattered beam contained two wavelengths. In addition to the expected wavelength, there existed a line of higher wavelength. ഇപ്പോൾ കോംപ്ലൻ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച ഒരു പ്രതിഭാസമാണ് ഈ ആറ്റത്തിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെറ്റീരിയലിൽ എക്സ്റേ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗാമാറേ പോലെയുള്ള ഹൈ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ഫോട്ടോൺ പതിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് സാധാരണ ആ പതിക്കുന്ന വേവ് ലെങ്തിനൊപ്പം തന്നെ കൂടിയ വേവ് ലെങ്തുള്ള ഒരു റേഡിയേഷൻ കൂടി കിട്ടും. അതാണ് കോംപ്ലൻ എഫക്റ്റ്. ഫോട്ടോയിലക്ട്രിക് എഫക്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചത് പിന്നെ ഒരു ഫോട്ടോൺ വീണാൽ നമുക്ക് ഇലക്ട്രോൺ കിട്ടുമെന്നാണ് പഠിച്ചത്. ഇവിടെ പഠിക്കുന്നത് ഈ ഫോട്ടോൺ ആറ്റത്തിൽ വീണാൽ ഇൻസിഡൻ്റ് ആയാൽ ഇലക്ട്രോൺ കിട്ടും, അതിനൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കുറവുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേവ് ലെങ്ത് കൂടുതലുള്ള അഡീഷണൽ ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ഫോട്ടോൺ കൂടി കിട്ടും. ഇൻസിഡൻ്റ് ഫോട്ടോനൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഒരു ന്യൂ ഫോട്ടോൺ, അതായത് വേവ് ലെങ്ത് കൂടുതൽ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കുറവുള്ള ഒരു ഫോട്ടോൺ കൂടി കിട്ടും. അതാണ് കോമൺ എഫക്റ്റ്. The scattered beam contained two wavelengths. In addition to the expected wavelength, there existed a higher wavelength. If a line of lambda 0, is incident on a carbon atom, electron is produced as in the case of a photovoltaic effect. Along with that, a new photon of higher wavelength, shorter frequency, is produced. And that is the Compton effect. In a photoelectric effect, only electron is produced, no new photon is produced. Here, a new photon is also produced. That's the difference. Now, we see a diagrammatic representation of the Compton scattering. In the diagram, the carbon atom is shown with a lined circle. A photon of energy H2 is incident. We get a scattered photon of energy E dash H nu dash, and our electron is represented. The new photon is also represented. The incident photon is also represented. The energy of incident photon is H nu. Energy of scattered photon is H nu dash, and electron nu dash is less than nu. Hence, lambda dash is greater than lambda. That is why we say a new photon of higher wavelength is produced. The change of wavelength is due to loss of energy of the incident photons. This inelastic interaction is known as Compton effect. അതായത് ഈ ഇൻസിഡന്റ് ഫോട്ടോൺ എനർജി കുറച്ച് മാത്രമേ ഇലക്ട്രോൺ കൊടുക്കുകയുള്ളൂ, ബാക്കിയാണ് പുതിയ ഫോട്ടോണായിട്ട് നമുക്കവിടെ കിട്ടുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോൾ ന്യൂ ഫോട്ടോൺ ഇസ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ്ഡ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് എ മാർക്ക് ഡിഫറൻസ് വിത്ത് ദ ഫോട്ടോ ഇലക്ട്രിക് എഫക്റ്റ്. There is a new important term that we call as Compton wavelength. Actually, it is Compton shift in wavelength. Compton shift in wavelength. We call it as Compton shift or Compton wavelength. The Compton wavelength is given by d lambda is equal to h by m0 c into 1 minus cos theta. The angle theta is shown in the above figure, the scattering angle. That is shown in our diagram. Here, the Compton wavelength is given by d lambda is h by m0 c into 1 minus cos theta, where it is the Planck's constant. M0 is the rest mass of electron, c velocity of light, and theta is the scattering angle. അതായത് ഈ ലാംഡ 0 ഉള്ള റേഡിയേഷൻ വരുന്നു, നമുക്ക് പുതിയ ഒരു ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് കിട്ടുന്നു. ലാംഡ ഡാഷിന് ഹയർ വാല്യൂ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് മൈനസ് ലാംഡ, അതാണ് വ്യത്യാസം, അതാണ് ഷിഫ്റ്റ്. അതിന് ഡി ലാംഡ എന്ന് നമ്മൾ എഴുതും. ഡി ലാംഡ കോംപ്റ്റൻ ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ഇൻ വേവ് ലെങ്ത്. ആ ഡി ലാംഡ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് മൈനസ് ലാംഡയാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ ഇക്വേഷനാണ് h by m0 c into 1 minus cos theta. തീറ്റ സ്കാറ്ററിംഗ് ആംഗിളാണ്, അത് നമ്മൾ പടത്തിൽ കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. സ്കാറ്റേർഡ് റേഡിയേഷൻ്റെയും അതേപോലെ ഇൻസിഡൻറ്റ് ഡയറക്ഷൻ്റെയും ഉള്ള ഒരു ആംഗിളായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഈ ഇക്വേഷനകത്ത് h Planck's constant ആണ്. m0 rest mass of electron which is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 30 kilogram. Electronic is the rest mass of electron. Electronic charge is not coming in this equation. So that is Compton shift in wavelength. It has some specific cases. Case 1, if a scattering angle theta is 0 degree, then d lambda is h by m0 c into 1 minus cos 0. You know cos 0 is equal to 1. We get h by m0 c. If theta is equal to, if theta is 0 degree, we get d lambda is h by m0 c 1 minus cos theta. Cos theta is, cos 0 is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. The common shift is 0. Number 2, if theta is 90 degree, d lambda is h by m0 c, because the reason is cos 90 is 1. If you put cos 91 in the above equation, 1 minus 0. So h by m0 c into 1, that's h by m0 c. This d lambda, h by m0 c, is called Compton wavelength, this particular value. In the above equation we write as Compton shift in wavelength, and this is Compton wavelength. And when we are asked to write Compton wavelength, this is a specific answer. D lambda is equal to h by m0 c. The Compton shift in wavelength is h by m0 c into 1 minus cos d lambda. Again, if theta is 190 degree, then d lambda is equal to, in the above equation we get 1 minus cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1. So 1 minus 1 plus 1, 2. We get d lambda is equal to h by m0 c. So the related question is, explain Compton effect, give expression for Compton wavelength. ഐഡിയ ക്ലിയർ ആണെന്ന് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുകയാണ്. പുതിയ ഫോട്ടോണിൻ്റെ വേവ് ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് മൈനസ് ലാംഡ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലാംഡ ഡാഷ് മൈനസ് ലാംഡ 0, അതിന് നമ്മൾ ഡി ലാംഡ എന്ന് പറയും. അതിൻ്റെ ഇക്വേഷനാണ്. ഈ സ്കാറ്റേർഡ് ഫോട്ടോണിൽ ഏത് ഡയറക്ഷനിലും പോകാം. നേരെ പോയാൽ സ്കാറ്ററിംഗ് ആംഗിൾ 0 ആകും, അപ്പോൾ ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ഇല്ല. 90ൽ പോയാൽ h by m0 c. h by m0 സിക്ക് വളരെ പ്രാധാന്യമുണ്ട്. അതിന് കോംപ്റ്റൺ വേവ് എന്ന് വിളിക്കാറുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഉള്ളത് തീറ്റ 180 കേസാണ്. അത് ഈ കോംപ്റ്റൺ വേവ് ലെങ്തിൻ്റെ h by m0 സിയുടെ ഡബിൾ ആയിട്ട് വരും. Now we see some problems. The problems from this Compton effect are very important, and you can expect one problem. Problem number 1, X-rays with the wavelength 1 angstrom are scattered from a metal block. The scattered radiation is viewed at 90 degrees to the incident direction, evaluate the Compton wavelength. Evaluate the Compton wavelength, not the Compton effect. That's a correction. Effect you have to read as wavelength. The Compton shift in wavelength, or simply Compton wavelength d lambda is Compton shift in wavelength is d lambda is h by m0 c 1 minus cos theta. Here theta is 90 degree, therefore d lambda is h by m0 c into 1 minus cos 90, cos 90 0, we get h by m0 c. The values given, lambda is 1 angstrom, which is 10 raised to minus 10 meter, minus 10 meter. M0, rest mass of electron, which is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 2 seconds. The lambda 0 is not needed to do this problem. C is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. D lambda h by m0 c 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 by 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 into 3 into 10 raised to 8. This will work out as 0.029 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. That is 0.0242 angstrom. This value we have to by heart. The Compton wavelength, that is the Compton shift in wavelength for 90 degree scattering. This value you have to by heart. That is why it is written important there. D lambda is 0.042 angstrom. That is a 90 degree Compton shift in wavelength. Next problem. Problem 2. X-rays of wavelength 1.4 angstrom are scattered from a block of carbon. What will be the wavelength of the scattered X-rays at 180 degree to 90 degree, 30 degree? നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ ചെയ്ത പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ റിപ്പീറ്റേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് വരും 3 കേസുകളുണ്ടെന്നുള്ളതാണ്. Compton shift d lambda is h by m0 c into 1 minus cos theta. If theta 180 degree, we get the value, it is 2h by m0 c. On calculation, we get double of the previous d lambda, that is 0.0484 angstrom. Therefore, the new scattered wavelength, the higher wavelength, is equal to lambda plus d lambda. 1.4 plus 0.0484, that is 1.4484 angstrom. We note the incident wavelength is 1.4 angstrom. That's why that is added to the Compton shift. Now case 2 is theta is 90. That is simply h by m0 c. The values 0.0242. New scattered wavelength is lambda plus lambda 1.4 plus 0.0242. That is 1.4242 angstrom. That is a new wavelength in this case. And the third case is theta 0 degree. In that case, there is no need of calculating h by m0 c, which is 0. So the scattered wavelength is incident wave itself. That is 1.4 angstrom. The problem is self-explanatory. All the steps I have written there. You can read and understand. Very easy. Now problem number 3. If a photon has a wavelength equal to Compton wavelength of the particle, show that the photon energy is equal to the rest energy of the particle. This problem, many people make a mistake with this problem. So you have to read carefully this problem. If a photon of wavelength equal to Compton wavelength of the particle, show that the photon energy is equal to the rest energy of the particle. Rest energy, that is in relativity we study. Rest energy E0 is equal to m0 c square. We know the energy of photon is E is h nu, is c by lambda. Here it is given that lambda is Compton wavelength. That is h by m0 c. We put this lambda h by m0 c in the above equation. Then we get E is h into c all by h by m0 c. C will go to the numerator, h will cancel, we get m0 c square, which is E0. That is rest energy. The Compton wavelength is equal to the rest energy. Rest energy of the particle. Not the Compton wavelength. The photon energy is equal to rest energy of the particle. You read the problem once again. Initially, we have written E is equal to m0 c square. Now we calculate energy using h nu or hc by lambda. Lambda we put the combination shift in wavelength. So we get answer m0 c square, which is E0. The idea is clear. Next problem is a photon of energy 1.0 MeV undergoes a Compton scattering through 180 degrees. Calculate the energy of the scattered photon. That is, energy of one photon is given, and we have to find the energy of another photon. Photon energy, you know, it is h nu. The incident photon energy h nu is given. We have to find the energy of scattered photon. That is h nu dash we have to find. So initially we find lambda dash, and therefore from we calculate nu dash, and then we determine h nu dash. H nu dash we have to calculate. For a photon is h nu hc by lambda. Lambda is hc by E. E is 1.0 to MeV. You know, MeV is the unit of energy, million electron volt. To convert a million electron volt MeV into joule, you have to multiply it by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 30 joule. You know, 1 EV is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule, and 1 MeV, million, 10 raised to 6. EV is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 13 joule. So E is equal to 1.0 to MeV is equal to 1.02 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 13 joule. This value put in the above equation, we get the wavelength as 0.01217 angstrom. That is lambda. Now we have to find the d lambda using h by m0 c into 1 minus cos theta. D lambda is equal to h by m0 c 1 minus cos theta. That is cos 180. That is the value is 2h by m0 c for 190 degree calculation. Therefore, Compton shifting wavelength is 0.0242 into 2. That is 0.0484. The scattered photon wavelength is lambda dash equal lambda plus d lambda. Lambda is the incident wavelength. That is 0.0 0.01217 plus 0.0484. That is 0.06057 angstrom. The energy of scattered photon E dash is h nu dash. That is equal to 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 into 3 into 10 raised to 8 by 0.0605 into 10 raised to minus 10 joule. That is 3.26 into 10 raised to minus 14 joule. And since energy is given in MeV, we have to write the answer also in MeV. For that, we have to divide it by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 13. then we get E dash is equal to 0.2043 MeV. That is the problems. Four problems from Compton scattering. Now in the next class we take another topic. Thank you very much.